The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, AEW World Champion and greatest professional wrestler of all time. Keep your Simon Gotchas, keep your Bachwinkles, keep your Omegas, keep your Stone Cold Steve Austins. I will take Bryan fucking Danielson every single day of the week, twice on Sundays, because watching him wrestling, I should say, is like church. Trevor, we got Bryan versus Moxley, AEW title on the line. If Bryan loses, he's retired from full-time action. He needs neck surgery. We know this. Mox has been out for him. Do I have any hope? Do I have any hope that Bryan will not lose this belt on Saturday, or are we cooked?
I don't think he's going to lose. I don't think he's going to lose.
Ooh, I love the false hope. Give me the false hope. Let's go.
I don't think Bryan's going to lose. Like, okay, where is it? Is it in Washington?
Yep.
It's in Washington. Okay. Many wrestlers have lost in home state. It happens, right? But this is the greatest professional wrestler in the world at the moment, right? He's one of the greatest wrestlers to ever lace up his boots, right?
Oh yeah, the agenda. The agenda's slipping in there. It's
why?
The propaganda is worked.
Why? Oh, I'm still an Alex McGinnis fan. Don't twist it. But why? Like, other than like you said, you're going to allude to the darker powers of being like Shane McMahon or someone coming in. What other reason would you let Daniel lose unless it's feeding into this whatever Moxley is alluding to? Now, and this is why I say Shane should probably show up if it's Shane. But if it's not, and I totally agree with you should wait till World's End. And it probably won't be. Why take the belt off Bryan now?
Listen, man, I want to believe everything you're saying so much.
I know, but it does make sense. I mean, it makes sense that they take it off now to build what they're trying to build. But
it sucks. Like you don't understand this, right? Bryan is like for those of you watching for the first time, this is Bryan Danielson is like one of the most special characters, wrestlers, human beings in like wrestling to me. Like a personal impact he's had on my fandom is crazy. That's why I say like the one guy who like makes me think illogically about wrestling, like when I'm analyzing it, is Bryan, because I'm just like, Bryan wins low because he's the greatest. Like that's all I got. But I'm trying to take all that away. I do think that Bryan ended up losing this match. I think cementing Mox as a bona fide heel, beating Bryan in basically what is 20, 30 miles from his hometown in Tacoma, Washington.
And being the first multiple time.
Well, 4 times. He'd be a 4-time AEW.
4-time. He'd be the first and only 4-time AEW champion.
4-time AEW champion and retiring Bryan and having that on his resume. Yo.
I mean, you have an argument, and I've said this before, that they're gearing Moxley up to be one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
He is he is of this generation.
Of this generation, he is. Like I remember Mox from the Indies. I remember Mox jumping off turnbuckles onto people on tables with light tubes surrounded by him. Like he was a deathmatch, graduate. Like I remember seeing Moxley. Like Moxley, everyone talks shit about Moxley. Everyone says Moxley's not a good wrestler. It's not this, not that. John Moxley, quite possibly, is, like you said, one of the greatest wrestlers of his generation. And I don't care who says anything else about it. I don't care how much backlash I get from it. It's true. It's definitely true. Like, and that would be, and that's the only way I could see Bryan losing, because you have someone that Bryan thinks because Brian has talked candidly and very highly of John Moxley, John Moxley's career and everything. I mean, they were in the Indies together, so he knows his career, and I think they're around the same age too, actually. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's the only person I could see him letting retire him. That or a rematch with Swerve.
Listen, man, I'm gonna be there live in the arena. And I warned the friend I'm actually gonna meet up there. I warned him. I said, you are gonna see a different side of me in that when I'm in the Tacoma Dome during that match, because like I was honestly like a different person at Wembley. I would,
Right,
bro. Like usually I'm like very like I'm into it. I'm into the show, and I'm like like I cheering, but I'm like I'm composed. I don't like overdo it. I was
right.
wild in that Wembley Stadium. I was out of control. I ain't gonna lie. I had the big Bryan Danielson flag. I had it tarped over like the entrance. Where I was going nuts. I was like, yeah, go. I was leading. I was trying to lead the chants. I was like on top of my. I was going crazy. Tacoma Dome, watch out, because if Bryan Danielson loses,
Right. And you're gonna cry.
no, with tears, with this,
Crocodile tears.
with tear crocodile. No, this is gonna be like baby tea. I'm gonna be a baby. I'm gonna have to get cradled to by somebody. It's gonna be crazy. Like here's the thing. All seriousness, I am going to be the biggest mark in that building if Brian loses, because I am legit gonna cry. It is going to be bad. I've already warned him. I was like, bro, like, look, I've told you that it's gonna happen. Like, I'm going to be in tears because, and like, look, part of it is like a joke, but like, a lot of it is serious. Like, I've been lucky enough, right, to be there for some of Brian's biggest moments. His first world title victory in WWE at TLC, Baltimore. I was there. Him winning at Wembley Stadium in front of like 50,000 people. I got to say I was there. I'm going to be, the entire reason I'm going to Seattle is because in my heart of hearts, I know Brian's probably going to lose. It's going to be the end of his full-time career. And I want to say that I was there. For me, that's going to be kind of like a full circle moment, because I'm going to be like, man, I will have like witnessed all of the wonderful, beautiful parts of his career, and the ending, he's obviously going to wrestle again, but it's going to be on a more limited basis. And it's going to be like sad, because it's like the chapter is closing, but it's like also closure for me as a fan in that respect. So yeah,
I know.
I'm a mark. It is what it is.
I know exactly how you feel. Like, I mean, the same way for me for my favorite wrestlers. Like when Perfect left the ring, when Shawn left the ring. Like I mean, Shawn Michaels was one of the wrestlers that I saw growing up that got me into wrestling. Like, I mean, of course, like the Bruno Sammartinos. I saw the end of his career. I saw like guys like Ricky Drake Steamboat, so guys like Macho Man, like I saw wrestlers like Mr. Perfect, Mr. Perfect I took to so much because he was an absolute asshole, and I thought that was cool. I thought like him doing everything perfectly. I thought that was so cool, and
Perfect.
like yeah, right, like it just when they stopped wrestling, man, like it broke my heart. It did. Like for a long time, I've told you many times. I don't know if I actually have a favorite wrestler. I have wrestlers that I love watching, like Nigel McGuinness. Nigel McGuinness was the closest thing to having a favorite wrestler I had for a long time, and he left as well. Ricky Starks. I love Ricky. I think Ricky's one of my favorites. So along with Freshness, my man, Freshness Squeeze. Obviously, I like orange, but I don't know if I have the same type of love I have for them that I had for like my wrestlers, because it's gonna sound silly. It's gonna sound really silly, but like a part of you feels like it leaves when you have attachment like
Yeah,
that to to something like that.
I agree.
So I totally agree with you. I 100% understand what you're going through, what you're going to go through when it happens. So,
Got people shouting out their favorite wrestlers: Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude.
oh, perfect was great. Rick Rude was awesome too.
Shout out to
Rick
both of them.
Rick Rude was my boy. And Rick Rude was one of those that actually he when he once he got the surgery and everything, he actually when he actually came back as the security, he actually said he probably could have wrestled again,
Mm.
but he chose not to.
Bro
He
has
was a
that Lloyd's of London insurance policy money coming his way. He's like, I don't need to take bumps.
I don't need to take these bumps no more.
Oh man. Well,
Loved, Age of the Fall. Age of the Fall. I loved watching Age of the Fall with Seth Rollins and Zach. What's his name? Zach. I can't think of his name. But yeah, like it was a bunch of guys and Delirious. I love the Age of the Fall.
oh man, shout out to Jimmy Jacobs.
Jimmy.
Oh man. All right. Well, we'll see what happens with Bryan. Hopefully he doesn't lose and I can come back and be like, the reign continues, the reign of terror. Oh
Oh,
man.
and all my indie wrestling fans that go to wrestling shows. The indie wrestling watcher king myself is returning to indie shows. I haven't been to an indie show in about 12 years, if not longer. So I'm I'm probably coming to one near you. You guys come see me if you know me. If you see me, say something. I'll let you know the next one I'm going to. Probably next week.
MC Dub.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I haven't been to an MC Dub match in years.
We got to go
I'm
to an
probably,
MCW show. Those are usually fun.
dude, definitely. No, they're so much fun. They're a lot of fun.
Wow.
Hey,